Oops. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Barely Female News today. I'm trying my hardest. Not really this morning. I didn't really try at all. But that's not going to stop me. I'm going to keep trying. I don't even need those. There's not even glass in them. There's no glass in them. This is what happens. I'm like, I feel pretty, and then I do the video, and I'm like, not pretty at all. And it's soul crushing, crushes my soul. Obviously, I didn't put any makeup on, and I haven't done my eyebrows, and I'm not really in a good angle, and the lighting isn't very good. The camera's really shit. I haven't got lipstick on. I haven't got I don't know, a clue on what I'm doing, but I'm just trying my hardest just to make the best videos for all of you so that you can all just learn something about M or F. What does that mean? Male or female? Right, male or female. Fuck. The problem is that when all this political nonsense started, that wasn't a question. Right, so there's been obviously an arms race to do with genders, because the genders have little weird things. Like, women can convince men to do stupid things. Men can, kind of coerce women into doing stupid things. And so on either side of this political debate, there has been some tomfoolery or some Tracy foolery. Wouldn't you agree? What's his name? I don't know, but he's off the never-ending story, which is what this is turning out to be. I thought basically they're like, oh, we're going to mandate everyone to get an injection. I was like, this is going to last 2 weeks. And, quite a few years later, look what has happened. I'm on the internet with a crop, like a flirty little top on. Oops. Trying to speak about gender dynamics. It's fucking hard, honestly. Oopsie. See, I'm not used to. So I spent a year in my shed learning how to present as a man, like as a brooding, handsome, passionate, speaker of the truth, so that my point was taken seriously. I haven't really practiced how to be a woman on camera, which is something that you'd have to do. And obviously I'm kind of like, I'm half in, because I'm like, oh shit, that's going to take the same amount of time. So I'm guessing if I'd had a year and I had makeup on and I did my eyebrows done and, lipstick on, proper lighting, who knows? If I use my voice, I can use my voice, so I probably could find a pretty feminine voice that I could probably, be happy with. And then I could get all the silly men to do exactly as I said. Wouldn't I be able to do that? Yes, you would. Oh, I'd be so good at it. I could just convince them. I'd be like, I will show you my tits if you just do as you're fucking told. Now, that's the unspoken thing, isn't it? We can't turn political debate into a battle of the sexes, because it just gets weird. And the fucking Trump card, because Trump's had a fair few things, hasn't he? He's had a fair few kind of gender-based, battle of the sexes arguments used against him. And that's just not going to stack up to the mountains and mountains and mountains of dead babies that all the fucking basically internet prostitutes have been leaving in all the abortion clinics, not to mention all the other horrific things that women do, but just never guessed would be wheeled out into the political arena. You mean women have those things too? Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. It could be argued that women have more because men have been playing this political game for a long time. So if you're in politics, you're already aware, you're walking on eggshells, you know that you have to remain politically correct. And so there's this male on man on man, rough and ready political fucking discourse that's developed over however long we've been doing it for, which is a couple of thou right now. Women, I don't know how long you've all been doing it for. I don't know how long that women have been participating in politics for, but it obviously wasn't long enough for them to realize to not dig themselves into a gender-based battle of the sexes competition in who's the biggest cunt. You know what I mean? Because we're into the weeds now, aren't we? You know what I mean? I've watched a thing with Evie from Channel 100 News in New Zealand. New Zealand. I'm Evie from New Zealand. All love Evie, All love Evie. I don't even know. See, this is what you'd have to do. I have to fucking... It's like I'm not impersonating a woman. There is actually a woman that lives inside me. And sometimes vice versa. But there legitimately... I just have a weird thing that because my name's Shannon, it's... The boundary of that fence line is very non-existent. So, you know what I mean? And I just haven't been allowed to practice being a girl because I wasn't allowed to grow my hair long when I was young because neither my mother or my father would let me do that. There we go. Let's begin. The terrible story of what it's like to be a man. You know what I mean? What it was like for me to be a man. It was terrible. Doesn't mean that I stopped doing it. I still have to be a man. I have children. I'm their father. They need a father that is a man. Unfortunately, my powers as a father are kind of been removed. So I am stuck between a rock and a hard place where I'm like, well, I don't see the fucking point. I don't really see the point. The only thing that I want to do as a man is to have sex with women. That's it. There's the fucking $1 billion fucking secret. And it's no surprise that men want to have sex with young women because just look at the fucking internet. Look at pornography. It's all that. It's been that for a very long time. There's basically a 24/7 high definition fucking 4K digital fucking billboard just streaming fucking, of age women looking younger and younger and younger as we go on. So it's like, isn't it surprising that a nefarious economy, you know what I mean, emerged where it just kind of knocked on the door of legality? And I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, what the fuck do you expect? What do you expect? In combination with this is just a little bit of anecdotal, whatever you call it, comment. Because I would do work in schools. I was at a school and I was getting ready to install some mirrors and I was talking to the receptionist and we were kind of going over the details. And the class got let out and a bunch of 6 foot tall women, girls, but they looked like fucking women, walked out and I said, geez, the year 12s are getting old. And she said, they're year 10s. And I was like, there's something weird going on here. These did not look like year 10s from when I was a boy. These were 6 foot tall women that, that make the Russian basketball team look, they're a comparable size to the Russian, comparable size to the Russian basketball team. And they were quite well endowed. And that just was not, there was the odd girl that was like that. Not a fucking herd of them when I was a boy. So there's lots of fucking things going on here. You know what I mean? There's a promotion of this social media. It's like the idea of banning social media with all this going on. It's like, are you banning porn, Albo? Are you banning OnlyFans? Are you banning fucking PayPal? Are you banning the infrastructure for a fucking shadow pornography fucking prostitute Joy Division type fucking... No, that's what you're doing. You put it on your shirt, didn't he? You put it on his shirt. He put Joy Division on his shirt. Is that what he thinks he's running? Yes, I'm afraid so. That's what he thinks he's running. He's running a fucking Joy Division, and he's using this weird loophole of fucking gender, battle of the sexes, political fucking dark ages, like Cotswallop. I don't even know what that is, to do it. And it's like, all it took was a fucking guy to put on a nice little crop top and hold a fucking dragon to tear it all down. It's like, we don't need this shit. The kids need social media so they can talk to each other about how they don't want to go into Albo's back fucking room at the end of the party. No. Nope. You don't want to do that. And the kids need to talk to each other. And they will find the truth themselves. They'll be like, Anthony Albanese invited me to a party, and then I went to the back of the party and he gave me a big bag of money. No. But what else are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to work at fucking Midland Gate and sell fucking candles to fucking drunk housewives. Or I'm going to work at Liquorland, not Dan Andrews. What's it called? Is it called Dan Andrews? No, he's in China. It's called fucking Dan Murphy's. I'm going to work at Dan Murphy's and sell fucking wine to desperate housewives that are fucking really sick of their husbands, watching 18-year-olds fucking fuck each other on the internet. See, it's the downfall of Western civilization. There is no part that hasn't been fucked with. That's why it looks like this. That's why I have this little top on and a skirt. Look at that. That's cheeky. Like, now that I've done this, I understand what you're all doing. You're aware. Women are aware. Like, it's kind of comes with the territory. It's like, you've got to learn how to do all this. And they know. They're like, they know every little thing. They know that they're an attention, like a item of visual whatever. And the problem is, it's like, yes, there are some men, and men are sometimes in this, kind of, but it's kind of different. It's like, to be a man, you just kind of want to look like nonchalant a lot and like just whatever. And I mean, the comparison is very stark. The female attributes being wheeled out in the political arena and in the journalistic arena and in the media arena and all this, it's like the fucking, it's the golden goose. And so this is why it had to protect. Like, this is why we have like Me Too and things like that, because it was such a powerful tool for persuasion that they had to pander to these women that basically jumped the queue of other cocksuckers to get to the front of the cocksucking view, sucked cock, got the job, and then complained about sucking cock. When the whole marketplace is just sucking cock. You're either sucking a cock or you're sucking a dildo on a video camera, or you're sucking, I don't know, something. But so it's like, how do we have the Me Too movement when you've all fucking turned a blind eye to the formation of like of a whore economy? Like, that's a big fucking thing. You can't have, like, how did the whore economy get better or worse after Me Too? It got worse. Why? Because people were made aware of it. So what does that mean? Like, has no one noticed the giant billboard on every time you turn the TV on, or every time you open YouTube, or every time you open Facebook or Instagram? There's just a giant billboard with fucking Jeffrey Epstein sitting there like that. But no one gets, like, do you understand there is no such thing as bad press? They projected him and Trump on a fucking castle in England. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is just like, they're just weird. Like, this is like Virgin, like Richard Branson in a hot air balloon. You know, Richard Branson, when he built Virgin, he didn't have social media. So he went in a fucking hot air balloon to bring awareness to his company Virgin. And it's like, what do you think projecting Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein on a fucking castle is doing while you have this fucking OnlyFans empire just, you know, and it's like, where was OnlyFans developed? In Ukraine, where there's a war going on. Yeah, I know. It's all just fucking there. But what they don't understand is humans are part of like an interactive ecosystem. So humans and, you know, male, like I was born male, apparently. I don't know, maybe I was born a bit of both. Maybe that's why I was called Shannon. But we're adaptive creatures. We're going to adapt. You know, the whole ecosystem, the marketplace, the whole thing is going to adapt. And it's not going to be expected. You know what I mean? Like gain of function. Remember that? Remember gain of function? What did they do? They got viruses and they made their function worse, apparently so that they could potentially fix, like create cures and vaccines for the worst viruses. And it's what? But it's like the whole time that's been going on, humans are their own fucking, you know, biological entity and we're interconnected. So it means we have an ecosystem of microbiology, viruses, funguses, you know, pathogens, all these things running through us, you know, not to mention interactions with our environment, perhaps psychic interactions with our larger community, with our, you know, heretical community, with our tribal origins, with our ancestral conflicts, all these things. Like this all exists. So humans are going to adapt. And so it's all going to stop working. And it already has. And where this leaves us is just complete exposure. It's like the only thing we need the children to have, you know, apart on the internet, apart from, you know, the basics like checking the weather and fucking all this shit, is social media, because they're the future of the world. So they need to discuss the world and how they're seeing it. And it's just really convenient to do that on social media. It's not convenient to do that in the comments section of a fucking streaming pornography site in between shoving plastic fucking dildos up your fucking every hole. No. The consumers in that environment, they're not really concerned with what the young men or the young women, because there are both existent in these paradigms, they don't really care what they think. So where's the only place online that young people should be? Is social media that is bolstered and, you know, developed as a family-friendly kind of town conversation area on the fucking internet, which is already what it was. When Facebook started, this is what it was. So the ultimate defense that Mark Zuckerberg has, because this governmental ban on social media, it's like, well, he owns Instagram and he's the CEO of Instagram, Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, the two largest social media companies, and they will be the two largest social media companies that have the emphasis on them to ban the children. They're also the most responsible social networks. You compare this to Snapchat, TikTok, all these other things, they're a back alley compared to Meta's products. So the golden bullet in Mark Zuckerberg's defense is Facebook worked when it first came out. It stopped working because generations kept leaving and not contributing because of the censorship, and they found alternatives. That was why my number one strategy, was to stay there, not because it was like an unacceptable digital fucking dangerous social media, because it still had that protection. Now, I was stuck between the middle, because in there, nobody interacted, because the society, and by the society at that time, I mean the Australian Labor Party, decided to stay the course of the ostracism that Mark McGowan established when he established the vaccine mandates. So I shoved it in everyone's fucking face. I will not be ostracized. Thank you very much. So I shoved it in all my friends and all my families, and I whittled it down to the fucking people that I'd known for my whole fucking life. The people, you know, the friends and family that were supposed to fucking not do these types of things. You know, oh, the general public might ostracize you, but these people won't. But they were the best at it. Everybody stayed the course. Everybody just ignored it. They just kept living their lives, knowing that potentially there's this person that fucking I was presenting as going la-la on the fucking internet. You know, potentially suicidal, potentially insane, and everyone just fucking walked away. Now, if you're experiencing abuse or trauma or any of these things, like say you've just been paid by Jeffrey Epstein to suck, 20 fucking guys' dicks and you're not 18 yet, and the only place that you can talk is on social media, well, that's going to have the same effect. Now, the problem is, in the government's argument, is that has nothing to do with fucking social media. That has to do with the Australian public under the tutelage of the Australian Labor Party. And what else would you expect? As someone who was put in prison for sharing a photograph of my family, I can tell you the prison system in this country is a fucking disgusting mess. The policing system is a incompetent, fucking bloated, fucking bludgeoning, fucking monstrosity. So where are the young people of this country supposed to go to discuss the important topics affecting young people in a more broad environment where they can find allies to communicate with? Now, on top of this, you'll notice that there's been a lot of LGBTQ plus whatever protection by all government entities, local, state, and federal. Now, why is this? Because those individuals were able to find each other on the internet. They were protected by the marketing of the Pride thing, and they were protected by the enlargement of this, but they were the only ones. And now they want to shut the doors. So this is all, it's like they want to expose children to pornography, to the idea of prostitution, to the idea of gender bending and cross-dressing, to the idea of exchanging sexual services, whether digital, whether performative, whether in real life, all held in a beautiful utopian digital identification paradigm. And there is now absolutely nowhere, very shortly, online, that any of these young people can discuss anything else. Not one thing. If you push against this structure, you'll be in conflict with it. And they're closing the fucking door. They're shutting off transmission. They don't want to hear any more negativity about their government at the Labor Party. They've fucking done their job. Gough Whitlam carved on a fucking pillar of fucking stone at the head of the fucking Australian Labor Party desk. He said, "We shall turn all these whores into fucking digital whores, and Albo will be the fucking Lord Pimp of Australia." But that was a long time ago. And Australia is a very different country now. And that's a very short-sighted strategy to run a country. And I have an inkling that the young people of this country, once informed and educated to what their Prime Minister and his comrades have attempted to fucking turn this country into, I have a feeling that they're going to get rather noisy right up in everyone's Facebook face. Right up in everyone's fucking pretty little fucking avocado on toast Instagram. right up in the fucking Communist Chinese Party, fucking TikTok, fucking dancing queen, fucking tiny dancer, fucking whore, concubine, fucking empire of fucking bullshit. I'd say they're going to fucking do all types of very strange behavior right there. And they're going to learn exactly like I did how to fuck with every single one of yous. How to expose how fucking incompetent, how disgustingly absentee the parents, the grandparents, the aunties, the uncles, the entire fucking population of this shithole actually are. And that's not social media's fault. So yeah. If you're a woman in this country and you're cheering on a prime minister who is trying to gag and bag the young people of this country, ship them off to fucking mining companies on their hands and knees to lick the boots of outdated, cowboy, archaic, fossil fucking oligarchs, well, then you should get used to being called a useless fucking cunt. You should not stand firmly behind the fucking wall of gender that has been built and stacked up on top, not by women, but by men. And you should get used to it. And if the children aren't allowed to complain about their fucking parents, about their government, about their schools, their teachers, their digital experiences, they're not allowed to openly do that, then neither are the fucking bloated, entitled cunts of this country, whether they're male or female. It's time for the children to speak, not for them to be silenced. This isn't going to be a continuation of the never-ending story. This is going to be a new story. And in this story, the dragon is slain.